Good morning, guys. We're going to show you the latest, the greatest, the biggest nightmare, the newest project that rolled into Old Time Garage. So let's get around here and we'll show you. And no, I'm not talking about these jet skis. Actually, wait a minute. No, these are the nightmare of my life. This is our third year doing these things for Steve up at the lake. They're a great little extra income, don't get me wrong, but they're he's getting more and more every day, and they're getting to become a real pain in the ass. I mean, the sign right there, like I always say, says Old Time Garage. It doesn't say jet ski repair. And yeah, they're getting up there. Those things are getting to be a pain. But anyway, we'll hang on to them for another year. Maybe one more after that, but I highly doubt it. But another year anyway, and that'll be it. But here is the latest and greatest thing. Look at this. Now, this was built by a guy that apparently works and builds boats for a living many years ago. I think the guy that built it is in his 70s or early 80s now. I think he's in his 70s though. It's on a Tornado front end. So it's front wheel drive with the engine out of a Tornado. And the back is like a trailer frame welded on, so the axles are just running behind it. So he's built himself a little cab overhauler here. Whether he ever hauled anything on it, I'm not too sure. Look at these tail lights. They look like they're off like an early Chevy pickup, and he's built like a rocket ship on the back. You know, he's got this here where it lifts up. Now it's a 40 Ford, if you're all wondering. Or not 40 Ford, sorry. Sorry, I got the wrong year here. It's a 36, I believe it was. Well, we'll look at the reg and we'll find out. So you got storage under there. Oh. He's made these fender skirts, which you just unscrew and they come off. Now, let's get through get the lights on in here. See what the hell's going on. Let's get this fucking compressor off. Let's get this thing off. Okay. Shut that son of a bitch off. So anyway, as you see, look at this scattered mess we got laying on the deck. Gord, the new owner of this, bought it. The guy drove it out from Vancouver out to Chilliwack for him. Gord put it away in storage. Got hold of me and said, Rick, I think this thing has some wiring issues. Even though everything works on it, I want you to look at it and go through it and see what you think. Here's just the start of it. This was hooked onto his console, I guess, for a shifter with a couple gauges there. You know, lights to indicate exactly what gear everything is in. I don't know why you just wouldn't have an indicator on there to show you what gear it's in, but anyway. Here's some of the carpeting and crap we're ripping out. There we go. Let's get in here. Let's see the exact year on this thing. This thing is, oh no, year, 41 Ford. Okay. Okay, I said 40 originally. So there it is, there's the engine in there, like I say, but look at the mess. See, he's got panels after panels. He has the doghouse that goes on here. Then he's got a panel that goes in here that you got to lift the floor up to try and get the plugs off somehow. He's notched it here. I mean, look at this in here. Telescopic steering column and that. I mean, just... Oh, man. Oh, this is a nightmare. Look, I'll show you. Look what we've pulled out of it so far for wiring. Look what has come out of this thing for wiring so far. That's what's come out of it so far. Just like even though it had a modern steering column, the signals weren't hooked up. He had that on the side, and this was another. Oh God, it weighs around 100 fucking pounds. Here's another collage of stuff. Now you had an ignition switch here, you turn it on. Then you had an ignition switch where I just went back. I just showed you a second ago. That was part of the console. Then that's where you'd crank it over. Yeah. There's your fuse panel, of course. But anyway, it's here it is from the front end. I mean, just so we got to clean this whole thing up for Gord. We just got to go through it all. I mean, it's got a roached out Chinese cooler laying up underneath there. The thing is on air ride. Or it's got air bags, I should say, not air ride. It's got air bags, so we got to get under there and move the Chinese cooler, because when the truck is sitting low and you're driving it, it's smashing against everything. Oh God, I don't even know where to begin here at this truck. How'd I get involved in this truck? You know how I got involved in this truck? Because Gord at Kid Equipment is a great guy. And we like a challenge here. I mean, look at this column. Look at this thing is... Like, what the fuck? Now, apparently these are the gauges out of the car, the Tornado, but when you're driving it down the road, you can't see them. So anyway, I'm gonna get rid of that. We're gonna just put a nice set of gauges throughout the whole thing. We're gonna rip the steering column out, put an I did it column in there or something like that. We're gonna cut all this fucking floor bracing out of here and try and make a whole new console. We're gonna cut away this whole seat fucking shit that's going on here and just make all new floors and everything, and or seat risers, I should say, and just try and redo the whole thing. The gentleman's got single windshield wipers on either side, and he had them each on a toggle switch, so we're gonna wire them so they're in sync, so you just hit the one switch and they come on. There's going to be a lot of work here. This truck's going to be here for a couple months. There's just a lot of fabricating work and a lot of shit to build and do on this one. He's got a hydro boost for a braking system on it. It steers nice. It steers nice. I couldn't tell you how it really stops. I mean, it was stopping, but the problem was I had to 2-foot it all the way to bring it back from Gord's place where he had it stored, because the engine just wouldn't stay running. So I had to 2-foot the whole thing, and if I didn't 2-foot it, when it died at stop signs or traffic lights all the time, the thing just wouldn't start again. So, yeah, so that's, I mean, look at this. The guy had this hose. You guys are going to like this. Okay, so he had this hose for this end. He had this end laying up by the intake manifold up near the air cleaner. And then it was all crumpled up like this. Seriously, it was crumpled up like this. Then this end hung underneath the truck, sort of half against the fender and half under the truck. And his whole idea was, I guess, to get cool air up into the engine with that. Yeah. Okay. So, and there's a whole bunch more of his homemade panels. And so what we're going to do is we're going to throw some new batteries in here, complete new wiring harness, new column, new e-brake, new shifter, tune the engine. We're going to put an air tank with a pump, with some gauges, so it's on board, because the way it is right now at the airbags, there is nothing. So every day this thing, you have to just, you know, when you want to put air in it, you have to roll up to a gas station unless you've got air at home, right? So we're gonna build it all on board, and then yeah, I guess that's what's gonna go on with it. So, my God, look, holy shit. And there's the rad we pulled out of it. We'll send the rad out. It wasn't leaking, but we'll send it out, have it flushed, have it cleaned. We'll put some proper dual fans on the front of this thing because there's plenty of room. This was a home-built vehicle. Let's say it was a guy that works on boats for a living, and he told Gord, he said, you know what, Gord? He said, I never bought one thing for this vehicle. He goes, everything I built it out of was either free, used, or I found it at swap meets. Well, I guess he did spend a little bit, but he never bought nothing brand new. And it definitely shows. But overall, the structure, the bones are there. You know what I mean? The structure and the bones are there, and we can tidy this up. I know we can. Just, you know, everything takes time. I mean, that's your doors. It's kind of, they flip up, and you pull them down to open the doors, so it's kind of different. Neat little truck, though. Lots of storage down in here. We're going to have the batteries in the first bay. The second one is we're going to have the compressor in the tank. You know, we got storage in the center. It does have a winch on it. And the winch is buried up underneath. Well, you can't, I don't know if you can see down in there, the winch down in there. And then we got all this. Now, I don't even know, like, see, like, this is what he's done. He's just ripped up the floor there for some sort of access for something. I haven't crawled in there yet to see what's going on. And that's how it was left. So there you go, guys. This is the latest. I mean, look at his interior. Those are quite the door panels there. Anyway, this is the latest and greatest project. This is what we're going to be farting around with. Chris here did a good job ripping her apart yesterday. This was an all-day job just getting as far as he's gotten now. He's still got more wiring to take out. He's got to rip the column out. He's still got another day here ripping shit apart. Then we can finally get on to it. There's a part of the old doghouse there. I mean, just, yeah, I don't know. I just don't know. So anyway, that's what's going on. There's the latest and greatest project that rolled into OTG. That's what we're farting around with. So, yeah, we're staying busy. We're doing good. Everything's cool. So thanks a lot, guys, for subscribing. Again, oldtimegarage.ca. Check us out on Instagram. And remember, it's always a good time at Old Time. And we'll see you next time.